Yep.
Oh, thank you, Calvin. Hi, Stephen. Hi, Selvan. It's really nice to meet you. My name is Nikhil Satyala. I'm the chair of engineering technology at BFIT. And I heard that Stephen is interested in the electronics technology pathway, and Sylvan, of course, you're interested in automotive. So I'll provide information primarily about electronics here, but Sylvan, just to give you a heads up, the engineering technology department in future is also going to be collaborating with the automotive department. So there is an autonomous vehicle technology program that's being currently built right now. So engineering technology, that is electronics, will be a part of it. So you'll see me here and there as you go forward into this program. All right, that's just a heads up for Selvan. Now, Stephen, am I pronouncing your name properly or?
Stephanie.
Stephanie, sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, Stephanie. Okay. All right. So electronics technology. So we have a couple of programs that are related to electronics technology. I'll give you the information about all the concentrations that we have under the engineering technology, and you'll get an overview of what exactly you can choose and where you can go from the beginning of this program structure. So I'm going to share my screen for just a bit, and I'm going to show you the outline of what the department consists of, and then we can go from there. So I do not know if I have access to, share the screen. Thanks, Calvin. I'm going to use this. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Can you see? Awesome. All right. So we have, let me close this one. Oh, there you go. So this electronics technology program is in the engineering technology department, and we have other concentrations within this department as well. So the structure of the department is such that we offer both short-term and long-term programs. The short-term programs are primarily certificates, very short-term curriculums that last for 8 months. And within these 8 months, you can earn a certificate, and you can either go find a job in the industry, or you can look for other opportunities for pursuing higher education. That is, you can go for an associate degree, or you can go for a bachelor's degree. Now, along with the short-term certificates, we also offer Associate of Science degree programs. So here is the basic structure of the department. So this is Department of Engineering Technology, where we have certificate and Associate of Science programs. The first one that we focus on is Mechatronics, which begins with the electronics certificate. So I'm going to show the breakdown in just a bit, but the Mechatronics program is a 2-year associate degree program, of which the first part is nothing but the 8-month certification in electronics. So students go through the electronics certificate. Then if they are still willing to go forward, they can take the courses that are relevant to the mechatronics technology, and they can graduate with an Associate of Science degree. Now, we also have a second concentration in the same department, which is known as Renewable Energy Technology, and a third concentration, which is Advanced Manufacturing and Automation. Now, the 3 certificate courses that we offer are Electronic Certificate, Computer-Aided Design and Solidworks, CNC Machining. Now, a couple of these programs directly lead to a 2-year associate degree. That is, Electronics Technology Certificate leads to Mechatronics Engineering Technology associate degree program, and the CNC Machining leads to the Advanced Manufacturing and Automation program. Now, these are stackable programs. That means all the credits that you earn from the Electronics Certificate can be transferred to the Mechatronics Engineering Technology Associates program. Similarly, CNC Machining credits can be transferred to Advanced Manufacturing and Automation, right? Now, I'm not sure how much you're familiar with the curriculum or the concepts that we teach within this particular program, but I'll go through a couple of items, and I'll give you an overview of what we cover and what that would lead to in terms of jobs, as well as let's say pathways to associate degree or bachelor's degree. So here is electronics certificate. This is certificate in electronics technology, 8 months. You can continue towards the mechatronics associate degree program. After completion of 8 months, this is an additional 11 months for you to obtain associate degree. Now, once you complete that, you can go forward to your bachelor's degree program. There is EBET accredited Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering offered by the FIT. You can either go to that program, or you can choose to go towards the Mechanical Engineering Technology program as well, which is a Bachelor of Science degree. As of now, we are not offering the MET bachelor's degree program in our department, but there are other schools that will accept plenty of credits from the Mechatronics program towards the MET bachelor's degree. Now, if you have chosen the Electronics Technology Certificate program, you have opportunities at multiple levels to go for a industry job, or you can choose to go forward to higher education. Now, talking about going into the industry, what you will find is that the electronics certificate leads to jobs such as test technician, or electronics technician, or industrial electronics technician. Now, all these positions require the skills that are fundamental to engineering technology. And what is engineering technology? If you're wondering, engineering technology deals primarily with operations, maintenance, diagnostics, and troubleshooting of electronic systems. Basically, now you can take any electronic system, for example. Let's talk about the bigger picture here. When we say electronic systems, we are trying to deal with anything that is electronic. We're trying to look at each and every component of that electronic system, and the engineering technology or engineering technician would be capable of troubleshooting and diagnosing the operational process, as well as perform maintenance aspects on that electronic system. Now, what skills do these people require? If they have to open up, let's say, a particular system and determine what's wrong with the system, what do these electronics technicians or engineering technicians need to have? There are a few skills that are very, very important for the electronics technologist jobs. One is they need to know how circuits work. They need to know how simple circuits work. How does, for example, in the introduction slide, I showed you a couple of things in the pictures here. If I maximize this, you will see that BFIT. I don't know if that's not working properly. I guess yeah, I think it's because of the way we are presenting this as a full screen. So what you're looking at here is a simple setup using LED lights in the form of alphabets. See that BFIT? And what you see at the end, this little board is a microcontroller board. So this electronics technician would be capable of troubleshooting things like that. For example, if something goes wrong in that and one of the letters is not lighting up, right? This electronics technician would have the capability to use certain instruments and look into each and every component and see, hey, why is this not working? Why is this flickering in a particular fashion when it's not supposed to do that? Or if only a few of those lights are lighting up, but not all of them, they would be able to determine where in the flow of this particular energy or current, whatever you want to call it, where did things go wrong? My signal is supposed to go from, let's say, this board all the way to this letter B. Somewhere in between, the signal is lost. So that's why some of the lights are not lighting up. So this engineering technician or electronics technician will be capable of determining what's wrong with these systems. Now, at the same time, engineering technician also performs operational and management level tasks, right? What is operational and management? Sorry, operations and maintenance level tasks. Operational is they would, if a system, even if a system is working perfectly, they would perform regular testing on each and every module. to make sure that everything is working properly, and they would collect some data based on the performance of these systems. They would do documentation, they would use computers, Excel sheets, they would note down various numbers, and they would report it to their superiors or their team members, who will be either engineers or researchers or somebody who is actually designing these systems. So there are people who are designing these systems, they're engineers. These engineering technicians actually support those people. They'll say, hey, you know what, the system is not working, can you check it? So the engineering technician will go through all the steps, document it properly, then they'll report it back to them, right? Now, what is maintenance then? Maintenance is where if you find something wrong within this particular system, what do? You replace it, or you fix it, or you do something else to make sure that it comes back. So you will learn about all these things in that. Now, there are plenty of courses that you will take within this particular process of gaining these skills that are necessary for engineering technology or electronics technician. I'll name a few. One is, again, as I mentioned, circuits, right? So for circuits, there are a couple of instruments that you're supposed to be familiar with. Something known as multimeter. You must have heard about it. People use it as a handheld instrument with two hooks or two pointers, where they would go to a, let's say, circuit in your home. They would just plug it in and they will look at some values there. Now, that's one way of testing. The other way of testing is to use oscilloscopes that are small scale television type systems where you would be able to observe signals. So that's one part. Now, skill number two is familiarity with computer systems. So we teach you programming. Why is programming important in this particular process? As you know, everything these days is computerized, right? So if something goes wrong in a microcontroller of that, let's say in this example, something is not properly working. My light is supposed to flicker 10 times within, let's say, 30 seconds. But for some reason, it's only blinking 5 times. What's gone wrong? So as an engineering technician, you will have the capability to go into the microcontroller's memory and look into the code and try to determine, hey, why is this not working as intended, right? So you would go there, fix a particular line of the code and say, hey, that's why it's not working. And then you would rerun it and test it whether it's working properly. So programming skills. So that is one of the biggest aspects of this entire certificate program. Now, number three is along with your electronics courses that you're taking, your programming, you'll also learn something known as digital electronics. What is digital electronics? Everything that computers use to talk to each other. And you must be familiar with that, ones and zeros, right? So, so the digital electronics course covers items like this one, right? What are these? These are known as logic gates. What are logic gates? Logic gates are the smallest components that you can find on a microprocessor, the heart of a computer, right? Why do we teach these? Because these are what control everything in this world these days. For example, you take your mobile phone, right? Your mobile phones are working on the basis of these ones and zeros. If you send a text message to someone, that message goes from your phone to somebody else's phone in the form of ones and zeros, right? So that you need to have a little understanding of what these ones and zeros are, what kind of circuits create these ones and zeros, and what kind of circuits are capable of handling the transmission of ones and zeros from one location to the other. So we'll teach you about how to use software to build these type of circuits. And once you build that in the software, how can you transfer them to this actual circuit level in the lab? You can build this using all the components that are available in the lab, right? So those skills will become fundamentals for you for the electronics technology. Now, having said that, electronics technology leads you to mechatronics courses, right? Now, the mechatronics pathway is entirely built based on the skills and the concepts that you gain from electronics technology certificate program. So all the skills that I just spoke about will become the foundation for something known as mechatronics, right? Now, not many people are familiar with what mechatronics is. but mechatronics is a fairly growing field of engineering technology where most of the industries are now focusing on using robotics and automation for their processes, right? So the mechatronics program focuses on teaching the students robotics, mechanical engineering concepts, and in addition to that, some general education concepts. As part of the electronics certificate, you would have already gained the skills in the electronics side of it. But if you are willing to go a little bit further and enroll in the mechatronics engineering technology program, you will also gain skills like this: how to operate robots, how to maintain robots, how to program robots, then how to use these robots to perform somewhere between medium complexity to let's say extreme complex type of tasks or automated type of tasks that the industry is typically implementing these days. Now, you'll also learn a little bit about mechanical engineering technology. These are introductory courses to manufacturing and computer-aided design. So the students will go through courses that are relevant to CAD. CAD is a software that can be used to design components, 2D and 3D designs. You take any part, any mechanical part in this world, you can design it in the CAD software. Now, the robotics and mechanical engineering technology courses will become the core technical courses within the mechatronics program. Now, once you gain these skills, as you go through the Associate of Science in MET, that's Mechatronics Engineering Technology, you will become eligible for job positions such as robotic assembly technician, robotics technician, or automation technician, or even electromechanical technician. In general, engineering technician. So you would have gained multiple skills. Some are focused on electronics, some are focused on programming, some are focused on robotics, and some are focused on mechanical engineering technology. So it is an interdisciplinary field where you would be eligible for jobs in plenty of areas, right? Now, at the same time, you'll also be eligible to take a, by the way, this is just a simple example of what we do in the lab. I don't think the video is playing at this point. This is for some reason today it's not working, but these are some of the robots that we use in the lab, and some of the other activities that we do within this program is building circuits, as I mentioned. Circuitry is something that the students begin with, but until the end of their program, they'll keep doing this again and again in the lab, because these are the primary hands-on skills that every engineering technician needs to have. So those are the components that you'll be working with. Just a few examples of those components. Students will build these circuits from scratch, test each and every circuit, measure the signals at each and every level. Then at the same time, they'll use multiple different types of instruments to observe signals that are passing from one end to the other. Now, there are various other skills that the students require. Now, one other skill that the general courses teach is communication skills and technical communication skills, how to write reports, how to document items, how to make sure that if you are in a lab, if you observe something, how would you translate that observation into documentation, right? How would you present it in front of, let's say, your team or your manager or somebody else, right? So students from our electronics engineering technology program who are our current alumni have gone to companies such as Silicon Labs, Procter & Gamble, National Grid, even Luminex, and most recently they have gone to Econocorp as well. All these companies are the leaders in electronics technology. So they manufacture, process, and they also have multiple locations where they engineer various types of electronic circuitry and electronic systems. And the students that we train are eligible for going for jobs like these. Now, having said that, here are a few examples of some jobs that you can take up after finishing the certificate, the electronics certificate itself. So electronics technician, this is just one of the examples. And as you can see, some of the responsibilities of being an electronics technician is being able to read and write, read wiring and schematic diagrams and data sheets, which tell you everything about circuits, components, and how the systems work. Then recognizing and identifying electronic components, which is what we teach as part of the certificate. Then knowledge of PCBs, which is printed circuit boards, everything about the circuit boards that are inside electronic systems. At the same time, multimeters, oscilloscopes, signal generators, and soldering irons. These are the instruments that the students need to be familiar with in order to take up jobs like this. And the certificate program, the first 8 months of it, already trains the students to get familiar with these type of systems. Right? Again, computer literacy. Computer literacy is another aspect of every job these days. So as you heard earlier, we train the students to get familiar with digital systems, then programming, and as they take these two courses, they become familiar with the computer part of it. Now, here is the typical salary that a student can earn as an electronics technician. Now, the national average is at 52K for these type of positions, but again, the salary could range anywhere between 50K and 60K, right? Now, if you go forward to robotics technician, I'm not sure what's going on here. Sorry about that. Just give me a second. I'm going to redo this. For some reason, I'm going to share my screen one more time. Just give me a second. Yeah, this file is better. Screen here. All right. I'm going to come back to these slides, but I'm going to focus on one particular aspect here. So for the statistics here, so if you're looking at a typical electromechanical technician or mechatronics technician, here is this data from Bureau of Labor Statistics. The mean hourly wage is about $30 per hour, and this is increasing year by year just because the demand for people who have the skills to operate robots and perform automation on systems is ever increasing. So electronics technician is one side. Then if you go ahead and earn other skills, then the mechatronics, as an electronics technician, you can have earn even more. So again, here is another simple example of a mechatronics maintenance technician. There are specific skills that the students need to have, but the first qualification that they need to have is a minimum of 1 year experience in maintaining industrial electronic and electrical systems or related academic coursework in industrial electronics or robotics or mechatronics. It counts towards experience. So as you go through the associate degree program, you would have already earned the experience. And preferred qualifications are associate degree or higher in mechatronics, industrial robotics, electronics, or EPR. Right. So then talking about the robotics part of it, there are plenty of robotics jobs that are coming up thanks to companies like Amazon Robotics, where they need people with specific skills such as programming a robot, maintaining, troubleshooting, and performing diagnostics on it. Right. So here are a few highlights of these kind of positions. The starting salary would range somewhere between 22 and 25 per hour. At the same time, they'll have a lot of other benefits of going forward into a bachelor's degree program. There are simply plenty of companies that would pay for you to go towards a bachelor's degree program if you already have an associate's degree. To cover the highlights here, here is the pathway that you can take. Certificate in electronics technology will lead to Associate of Science in Mechatronics Engineering Technology. For the certificate, duration is 8 months, and the credits that you will complete is 27. What you will learn there is maintenance, installation, troubleshooting, diagnostics, testing, and servicing. And that will lead to Associate of Science in Mechatronics Engineering Technology. All of these 27 credits can be directly transferred to the Mechatronics program. If you spend additional 11 months, you will earn this associate degree in Mechatronics. You will earn a total number of 78 credits, out of which 27 are already coming from the certificate program. Now, what you'll learn here are core competencies such as manufacturing, computer design, robotics and automation. If you're still interested to go forward to the bachelor's degree program, you can choose to go to Bachelor of Electrical Science and Electrical Engineering at BFIT, which accepts about 15 of the credits earned from the Mechatronics program. Right. One last slide I would like to show, and then I'll have you ask questions if you have any. Is this job outlook? Skype is falling. Yeah. There you go. So if you're wondering about what the career outlook of a mechatronics engineering technician would be, one thing that you need to keep in mind is Massachusetts has the highest number of mechatronics jobs. So in the past few years, there have been plenty of companies which are asking for interdisciplinary skills. They're asking for skills in both electronics and mechanical engineering technology together. And that particular industry is dominated by industrial robotics and automation. So they need people who know both robotics and automation. And here are some of the highlights. So the median salary, this is specifically for Massachusetts, the median salary is $28 per hour or $58,250 yearly. Now, states with the highest employment of mechatronics technicians, here at California, Texas, Massachusetts, number 3. Now, states with highest concentration of mechatronics jobs, Massachusetts leads, then Wyoming, then New Hampshire, and so on and so forth. What do these people do? Where are these people going to work if they get a degree in mechatronics? Again, there are plenty of companies that require automation-based tasks to be performed. And anywhere there is automation, for example, if you go to a car manufacturing company, or for example, if you go to an industry where you have a simple conveyor belt, right? On a conveyor belt, let's say there are multiple items that are traveling. You need to program the conveyor belt. Who has the skills? People like you who take up mechatronics, engineering technology as their major will have the skills to program systems like that. For example, if you go to a car wash, as simple as a car wash, right? In a car wash, everything is automated these days. You just go there, you put your car in neutral, you just stop. Everything else is taken care of. And how is that happening? Someone who's the mechatronics engineer would have programmed it in order for all those tasks to be performed, right? So this is the overview of the electronics technology slash mechatronics program. And if you have any questions at this point, I'd be really happy to answer this.
No, I don't have any questions. So I know you said that we're also going to learn how to document our troubleshooting and the things we do on the like machines, right? Okay. All right, that's great. I want to know that also.
Yeah, documentation becomes a big part of your curriculum because
yes,
in the electronics courses and even the robotics courses, at each level, after each assignment or after each lab project, you will be asked to submit a report, which means you will obviously observe the results, tabulate them, then either plot them or write a report on them, like a small paragraph or explaining what you observed and so on and so forth. So eventually you'll become used to all the documenting process. At the same time, Microsoft tools are used extensively within these courses. So you'll get familiar with things like Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, and any other statistical tools.
Okay. I don't have any questions. I saw that, so let me see. So the mechatronics associate's degree is just 11 months?
If you have already completed the certificate.
Right. Oh, so you have to complete the certificate and then it's 11 months extra?
Yes, additional elements. You're right.
Additional.
Yeah.
Okay. That was it. That was all my questions.
Anyone else? I see two people, that Michael and Lionel. I'm not sure. Michael and Lionel, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi, Michael. I haven't met you in the beginning. Which program are you here for?
I'm interested in the CAD design.
Oh, the CAD design. Okay. All right. How about Lionel? Lionel, can you hear me? All right. So, Michael, I'll go ahead and answer. So, Michael, could you tell us a little bit about yourself? What's your background, and how did you come to be a FIG? I mean,
So I'm currently an electrical apprentice with the local 103.
oh, you are. Okay.
Yes, and I know we have a partnership with BFIT, but it's through a different program for, I think it's renewable energy.
Yes. It is.
Yeah. But I did want to explore the CAD program just because I know CAD is something that they're definitely lacking, and all the electrical shops are all looking for CAD designers. And the thing about it is, most of the time, the designers that they get, they don't have any actual construction experience. So it's like, you know, by the time I get my license, I'll already have like 5-6 years worth of construction experience. And then being able to incorporate CAD with that, you know, it makes a desirable candidate. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I need to have more than just one thing under my belt. And a big thing in construction, especially electrical, is CAD and automation. That's a big part of it as well.
That's interesting to hear, actually, because CAD and automation seems like you're covering at least two aspects of advanced manufacturing, right? Because if you think about it, manufacturing is all about CNC in the first place, but CAD is where everything begins. So there is CAD, then there is CNC, then you would eventually go into automation if you're really interested. So I will highlight a few points here. Mechanical engineering, yeah. So Lionel News.
He actually applied for the Mechatronics.
Lionel is in the Mechatronics program. Lionel, did we meet on campus yesterday? Right, during the event? I guess so, right? I think you can answer it in the chat box. Yes, Michael, just to give you a heads up, I think you missed it yesterday, so somebody else. So, Michael, to give you a heads up, we have this advanced manufacturing and automation track within the engineering technology program. Now, the advanced manufacturing program begins with two short-term programs, two short-term certificate programs, which are namely CNC and CAD. Now, CNC and CAD certificates are short-term in the sense that the curriculum has only the core technical courses, and it's 8 months long. So each of them is 8 months long. So you would take only the core technical courses in either CNC or the CAD design, which is based on Solidworks. And at that point, you could either choose to go and get a job in the industry, or you could continue into the advanced manufacturing program. So I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to give you details about both the programs here. The advanced manufacturing program covers plenty more than just the CNC and CAD technical courses. There are general courses, there are business courses, but as you move into the advanced manufacturing part, you would focus more on robotics and automation as well. So the certificates cover only the core components or the core technical courses, but the advanced manufacturing covers more than that. So I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to it's not sure. So here is a breakdown of the curriculum. First, let me touch base with what's in the curriculum in the first place for the advanced manufacturing part, and then I'll go and show you what the CAD certification includes. So here is an overview of CNC certificate to advanced manufacturing and automation associate of science degree. The reason why I'm showing you the CNC part is all the credits from the CNC certificate are directly transferable to the associate degree program. Whereas if you begin with the CAD certificate, I believe only 3 of the courses are transferred to the associate degree program. So if you're in the CNC certificate pathway, you would begin with CAD with Solidworks, then advanced CAD with Solidworks, then introduction to manufacturing and manufacturing processes and CNC. Along with that, you would be taking the introductory math course, algebra and trigonometry. In semester 2, you'd be covering the milling processes, milling 1, milling 2, then advanced manufacturing and CNC, and a Solidworks certification prep course. Now, everything in this bubble that you're seeing in the first module consists of the certificate curriculum. So this is the CNC part of the certificate curriculum. In parallel to this, we have a CAD part for the certificate program. Now, the CAD part covers only the courses that are relevant to the CAD certificate. Now, I'm going to share the CAD portion of the curriculum in just a bit, but if you complete the CNC certificate program, and if you would like to move into the advanced manufacturing part of it, as I mentioned earlier, you would cover a few general courses such as college composition and humanities and sciences courses. In addition to that, you would also be covering robotics, machine design. Then you'll also take automation in the last semester, along with rapid manufacturing and prototyping processes, which is an advanced course which teaches you things like 3D printing, plasma cutters, and anything that has to do with metal and sheet cutting. Now, there is an opportunity for you to get certified as a trained robotics operator. At the same time, you'll also have an opportunity to go to the industry to complete an industry experience or a co-op. Now, this is the overview of the advanced manufacturing program. Now, if you are in the CAD certificate part, you will be taking courses that are only focused on the CAD and SolidWorks concepts. That does not include the automation part. The reason why I brought this up in the first place is just to say that, hey, if you are focusing on the CAD part, you may not be able to tie that up with the automation part if you don't go through the associate's degree program. So
okay.
that's the reason why I brought this up. So the automation part comes in the 4th semester of the advanced manufacturing program. Now, I would like to start sharing here and show you the CAD portion of it. For this, I'll go to our website and I'll show you a sequence of courses for the CAD certification. Give me a second. I'm going to show you. So CAD certification in our end is the shortest program that you can go through. And this has only a few courses that you need to take. So let me share my screen here. So it is the list of courses that you'll take. So you'll begin with CAD with SolidWorks, which is an introductory course to the SolidWorks software. And this course will introduce you to concepts such as designing using 2D models, designing using 3D models, and then at the same time, you'll go through all the fundamental concepts of designing through project creation. So every step in between is covered within these courses. Now, come this fall, we are also trying to add one more course to this. You can assume that course will be something like ME 101, which is named as Introduction to CAD Tools. Introduction to CAD Tools. And what does that cover? Here, ME 105, which is CAD with SolidWorks, only covers the concepts from one particular software, which is SolidWorks, which is an industry standard. That is a software that is used in the industry widely. And if you put that on your resume, that will be a big highlight, because the industry is always looking for people who know these skills from SolidWorks. However, there are other software too, and we don't want the students to get restricted to just say only one kind of a software. So we are introducing ME 101, which is Introduction to CAD Tools, which will cover concepts from 3 different CAD software. And that will be like a introductory course. A part of it will be a part of that particular course will introduce students to projects that can be created in each of these software separately. At the same time, additional modules that the students are supposed to know in order to transfer their skills to advanced courses. For example, you take SolidWorks, the fundamentals of SolidWorks will be covered in ME 101. Then we'll go with CAD with SolidWorks, where you actually do a project based on the software. Now, along with that, we'll take ME 106, which is Advanced CAD with SolidWorks, again, focused on SolidWorks. Then you'll also have an opportunity to prepare yourself for a certificate in SolidWorks, which is again an industry requirement for plenty of jobs. If you have a certificate in SolidWorks, you are considered the pro, and you will be able to upskill yourself by taking this particular course. Then machine design with SolidWorks is another course that we offer within this program, because there are plenty of jobs out there that require the technicians to know a little bit more about the design of the machine and how the internals work, and which part is the most important for any system, any mechanical system that you're working, and what it takes for you to design that part, what is the complexity involved, and what are the various steps that are included in going through this process of design. So that particular course covers advanced topics in machine design, but using the SolidWorks software. In future, we would like to extend it to other software as well. So this is an overview of the certificate in CAD and SolidWorks. It's only for 16 credits. Now, if you would like to add automation to this, as I mentioned, you need to go through the Associate of Science degree, science curriculum, and all these courses can be directly transferred to that program. So if you go through this, all 16 credits will be transferred to the Associate of Science program. Right?
Okay.
So do you have a particular job in mind? I mean, are you already targeting a particular position? And is this process an attempt to upskill yourself for that position?
It would be more so within the confines of like electrical design, how they design pretty much buildings and blueprints and everything like that.
Right.
And possibly freelancing on the side. You know what I mean? But it was just brought to my attention by my superior that, you know, if I wanted to not stay in the field on like an actual job site, that there are plenty of these positions open.
I see. Yeah. And we hear that all the time. Either AutoCAD electrical becomes one of the important tools for you, or in general, CAD becomes one of the tools for people in this industry. Now, as you know, we are already collaborating with the local 103 to enroll. I think most of them already have apprentice, right? I mean, they're completed apprentice. Anyone who has the credits from apprentice into our renewable energy program. Many of those students tell me that having skills to understand construction and any software that helps with construction is a plus in this field.
Yeah. I mean, the more you know, the more you know, marketable you are to you know, and in these days and times, anything can happen. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So you always gotta have like a fallback. And to me, this doesn't have to be a fallback. It can be something that can be done along with. You know what I mean?
I see. And again, both CNC and CAD are curriculums that we offer during the day as well as in the evening.
Okay.
So there are evening classes that you can take, which is what most of the local 103 candidates are doing at this time.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. And what is the timeline here? Are you looking for the CNC enrollment for fall? Sorry, the CAD program enrollment for fall?
For the January semester.
I see. Got it.
Yeah. That way, because January I would be in between my 4th and 5th year.
Right. Right.
So I would be able to have that all done by the time I start my 5th year. So that way I can play around with it my whole 5th year of my apprenticeship. And then by the time I graduate, I can, formulate this is something I want to pursue, full time within the confines of the union, or is it something I want to do on the side, still on the confines? You know what I mean?
I see. Now that you're going to be in between 4th and 5th year, what would be your flexibility to take these courses? I mean, is it one course per semester, like part-time, or would you be willing to complete this within 2 semesters?
I would try to do a full course load.
I see. Okay.
I'll try to do a full course load. So one question I have is, I've done I'm actually a few credits short of an associate's at Roxbury Community College. So I have all the college math and the English and science and all that. So is any of that transferable to that college algebra and trig class?
So you're talking about this ME 120, right?
Yes.
Yes, it is transferable. So we do have, I believe, we do have a limit of 50% of credit transfer. It's a 50% transfer rule where you are allowed to transfer 50% of the credits from a different college to our programs.
Okay.
And that's what we offer to the local 103 students who are in the Renewable Energy program as well. So they brought credits from the apprenticeship program, and 50%, we matched it to 50% of the credits that we are offering.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, but that's good to know that someone from local 103 is interested in the CAD program. This gives us another opportunity to collaborate with you guys. Yeah. That's really nice. Any other questions? Anyone? Michael or Lionel?
I have a question. What does the program look like for electronics tech? Like, for example, would it be a day program, an evening program, or can you select?
Right. Now, that's a really good question. So, in the past 2 years, because of COVID, we have been doing a hybrid curriculum where the students were taking the lecture portion of it online, and as necessary, they were coming to the lab to perform the lab projects. Now, going forward into the fall semester, we are planning to do the same. The lecture portion will be online, and the lab portion will be on site. However, we are looking for a little more flexibility in terms of when we offer the classes. So evening classes are possible, and that depends upon how many students we have.
Okay.
So how many students we have? Most of these courses are currently scheduled during the daytime, and the labs are also currently scheduled during the daytime. But depending upon the number of students, doing it in the evening is entirely possible.
Okay, and is it Monday through Friday?
It is Monday through Friday, yes.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing I would like to highlight, or at least I would like to make everybody aware, is if you look at the electronics technology program here, let me bring that up one more time. Oh, the computer is acting up to it. Oh, here it is. So I'm going to share this last time. There you go. So What you're looking in this bubble is the actual electronic certificate program. And as you can observe, the courses are broken into 7-week sessions. So which means you'll be taking 2 courses per 7-week session. So that's a 7-week semester. So the time commitment for these courses would be 10 hours of classes per course during the week. So 10 hours for the DC circuits, 10 hours for DC digital principles. That is 6 hours of lecture and 4 hours of lab. Similarly for AC circuits and electronics 1, then electronics 2, and fundamentals of program, this is offered in the last 7 weeks. So this is the course structure for electronics certificate to mechatronics engineering technology degree. This is the certificate part of it, and if you go further, you'll take courses in robotics and automation. But this is a 2-semester certificate program where it's broken into 7-week semesters, and you'll take 2 courses for 7 weeks.
Okay,
So yeah.
thank you.
Any other questions, anyone? All right. So it was nice meeting all 3 of you. But if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. So here is my email ID and my phone number. So feel free to email me, call me with any questions that you might have. I'll be happy to answer all those, and also guide you through any other programs that you might be interested in. Again, we will have various sessions like boot camps and information sessions for other programs as well. So if you're interested, please let me know, and I'll guide you through those too.
Okay.
Again, thank you, Lynn, and thank you, Jenny,
you so much for coming.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, Nikhil.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Good night, everyone.